Okay, so I'm here today with Laura.
Hi,
And
Heather.
yeah, and Laura, you and I have been working together for 7 months now, so it's been awesome.
A long
And so
time.
today is our final session. We want to get complete about this, and I have some questions to ask you just to
Sure.
go over. I've been coaching you in your health, and you've done such a, first of all, I want to let you know you've done an absolutely fabulous job. You
Thank you.
really have. I mean, it's always challenging at first to get started and gain traction, but you started to get some traction and you really finished strong, which has been
Yes.
it's been great to witness, and you've been doing a wonderful job.
Thank you,
So I
Ruben.
wanted to ask some questions and just have this available and just to talk about what the value of this coaching process has been for you.
Yes, of course.
So before you got started working with me, what were some of your major health and fitness challenges, issues, or concerns?
Well, it was brought to my attention that, I had high cholesterol, an erratic heartbeat. My weight was definitely up where it wasn't supposed to be. And so everything just kind of hit me all at one time.
Hmm.
And that was my biggest concern was my health. And being that I'm not very old and I'm still in a position where I can make changes before getting on medication and before things got worse. And that was one of the reasons why, hooking up with you was just a blessing because you put me on a track to get away from those things, to get better, to get healthier. And it has affected me in all levels of my life,
Hmm.
emotionally, physically, um, how I perceive things, how I do things. So it's had a wonderful impact in a very positive way.
That's great. That's great. Good, good, good. Well, I'm going to come back to some more of that. But so
Yes.
tell me, why did you choose to work with me on this?
Well, first of all, you've been with my team and I now for a long time. And I know that you really care and you're very knowledgeable. You just have a way of communicating and you are a great listener. I mean, there's just so many things that, I feel that I could trust you. I feel that I could open up with you. And because you're knowledgeable and we've seen the work that you have done, I knew that this was a positive thing. I knew that no matter what we did, I was going to come out on top, that I
That's
was going to be in a better place from where I was previously. So
that's great. That's great. Thank you for that.
you're welcome.
And what were some of the most important insights, some of the key things that you learned or discovered from this whole process and working with me in this one-on-one lifestyle medicine coaching?
Well, I think one of the most important things that you really instilled in me is that you need to take time for yourself. And as you know, in the type of business that we're in, it could really take over your life if you let it. And it did take over mine. Working nonstop, 7 days a week, not eating, not exercising, not doing any of that. Work always came first. So when I started working with you, you didn't push me to do something extreme right away. Everything has been in baby steps. And as we talked about, in order to build a habit, you start small and you go adding. And over time, when you reflect back, it's like, oh my goodness, we have been building, 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 and look where I am now. And it's a big difference. And it could be anywhere from, taking a 10-minute walk to now I do 2 hours of a hike, 3 hours of a hike, where I wouldn't eat at all. And now I do meal prepping. Before I would eat meat, and now I'm not really eating meat. And it's been wonderful. And I never realized how actually wonderful it could be and all the wonderful recipes that there are out there. And then once I start getting in that mind frame and I started eating better, I started feeling better. I started having more energy. So it was just a slew of things that just started connecting and overall just making me feel better. Um,
That's
Something else that was very important to me, I used to be a very reactive person. And because of our meetings and our conversations, I have learned I've always been a good listener, but I've also been very reactive. And I don't do that anymore because number one, it's not good for my health, my heart. It riles me up. And who is that hurting? Myself. Um, and so instead of doing that, I think about things, I don't react. You know, if it's someone who's pushing my buttons, I let them do what they need to do. And I just hold it all in, just kind of reflect on what was being said. And then later, when I'm at ease and calm, I could go back to this individual or the situation and say how I felt about it, how we could have went about it better, you know, whatever that situation may have been. So I think I'm very proud of that because I was very reactive. Like I said, I don't really do that anymore. And when I do react, I think it's in a positive way where I listen and just share like, hey, you know, this transpired. Let's try to fix this. So there's no anger, no resentment, all of those negative things. There's no negativity to it, which is what I was trying to do, is eliminate a lot of negativity. That a lot of that you know, learned with you. I mean, there's just so many things.
That's great. Well, that's so
You
great. I
know?
mean, that's a huge emotional victory for you. It really
Yes.
is. And it's huge to be able to respond rather than react. That makes a difference in your blood pressure, your stress, your cortisol levels, your cholesterol levels, everything. What have been some of the physical or any other results that you see for yourself?
Well, I have lost weight. Currently, I'm down 15 pounds, which
Great.
is wonderful. I feel like my muscles are stronger. My stamina is better. My breathing is better. I mean, it's just all positive. You know, I mean, I can hike for well, I probably could hike for 7 hours, you know, but I just have that
Mhm.
and that desire and the motivation to do it. Um,
I seem to recall you had serious back pain when we got
oh,
started.
yes. Oh, my goodness. How could I forget that? So, yes, I have had chronic back pain for a long, long time. And of course, all the doctors are quick to say drugs, operation. And no, just with some few stretches and modifying things, how I would do things a certain way. I mean, it's made a huge impact. And I remember one day I called you and I was in so much pain. I couldn't believe it. And it was because I did not do my back stretches that you had me doing every day. And it really made a big difference. So, you know, again, you're very knowledgeable. You know what I need to do to get better again, to get me back on track. And if it wasn't for you, I mean, I would probably be on drugs for my back because it's just so awful. And that's not a good thing because I would be drugged up and I wouldn't be able to work and crunch numbers. And that's just no way of life. So the fact that you have me stretching, walking, eating better, removing that extra weight off my back, my knees, I mean, all of that has just come full circle. I mean, the entire program has really gotten me in a better place where now I'm not feeling this pain. My knees aren't hurting. I don't have headaches. I was having headaches a lot too.
That's right.
You know, I drink a lot of water every day, you know, due to our program. And one of the things that I really liked was that you had me accountable for everything on my list. Because, yes, folks, I had a list of things that I was working on and creating habits. And if you look at my list, it was a lot of habits that needed to be addressed. And you just stick to it. You do a little bit of overtime. And over time, when you look back, you'll see that you come strides. So very amazing and very grateful.
That's just awesome. I mean, you've improved your sleep, you've improved your stress reactions, you've improved your back pain, you're stronger, you have more stamina, you eat better, you're drinking all this water, your headaches are gone. Just an average program, right?
I mean, no, definitely. beyond average. No, this is one of the best programs ever.
Yeah,
You
that's great.
are in any situation like I am. I mean, I cannot recommend Ruben enough. You are amazing. And more importantly, guys, I'm really putting this out there is that he listens. No judgment. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. There's nothing to hold back on. You know, if you really want somebody to help you in every aspect of your life, that would be Ruben. Everything, personal relationships, relationships with your family, caring about your family, extending help to your family for their health. I mean, that's major, you know, so Ruben is a dime a dozen. He's a wonderful human being, and I absolutely recommend him.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Laura. It's been an absolute honor and privilege and pleasure to work with you and to see your progress and to see you work all this time on really taking on being coachable, being willing to be coachable, being open and receptive, and doing the work. I mean, because I can't do it for you. I mean, you've been coachable. I'm so glad that you were a swimmer in your younger days, because it takes being willing to be coachable to actually be a competitive swimmer. It really does. And that mindset is something that anybody can choose to do, to be willing to be coachable. And that's what it's required. And you've done that. You've really done it well. And I feel very confident that you're set up. I mean, you're set up for the rest of your life. You've got these habits that you've had a level of consistency with, and you're doing a great job. And I know you're not going to stop. So I just know you're going to continue.
I cannot. And plus, I talk to you once a week. So
I will see.
Yes. So I will be keeping up, and because I want to, and it's amazing. So
yeah. It's so great. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and I'm so thrilled and delighted. And I know that you're going to continue, so I'll keep track on you and keep tabs on you.
Thank you, Ruben.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
You're so welcome. Bye.
Bye. Okay.